Today we're going to take you with us as we load up and go shake the car down at Hickory Motor Speedway.
They're waving at us right there across the pit wall.
So after this run, we threw the fans on it. The temperature was still rising. Wasn't near as bad as a year ago in the 240 to 250 range, but we were still sitting 215, 220, and that's just too hot for it to be 60 degrees outside. So I checked my water fluid, let the temperatures drop, checked water fluid, still had to add some water. At this point, the two guys that came to help me, they had to leave. They had other plans for the day. So I didn't feel comfortable going out there by myself, because on the run before, which I did not get a video of, I spun out, and we got pictures, and I'll put it here in the video, that the right rear caliper was locking up. So because of that, I just pulled it in and called it a day. All right, this wraps up our first test session of 2026 at Hickory Motor Speedway. Just want to thank everyone who came and helped today, even though it was kind of last minute for me. Our engine guy, Todd Harrington, this thing was a bullet. I've got a lot of work that I need to do as a driver, and I guess the car owner. There's some things we need to double check, triple check. But huge thanks to Todd, Buzzy Racing with the transmission and gear and axles. Mark Golan at Purpose Built talked and negotiated and gave me some pointers. He was here with one of his customers, Chris Huffman, Alan Huffman. We were able to kind of put our heads together. Not everyone was here at the same time, but everyone still came out and supported, and we picked up, I think it was 5 total seconds from our first ever timed lap here at Hickory to today. We picked up 5 seconds, so that's a great start. That was a lap backwards around Hickory, but stay tuned. I don't think I got as much, I know I didn't get as much video as I wanted to, because I did not hook up any of my in-car camera stuff. Sorry, that was a tight squeeze there. I did not hook up any of my in-car camera stuff, so I definitely probably need to test again so we can figure that out. But with the minimum help that we had, we just wanted to get the car on track and see where we were at. We wanted to get lap times, and like I said, 2 Novembers ago we qualified a 22.0 and a 21.9. It was our 2 qualifying laps, and today we were able to get down to a 17.0. We did find some things that are a little concerning on the car, so we're going to go work on them this week and try to get back out here and test before March 7th. So I could not find the Flow Racing coverage of my 2 qualifying laps that I talked about, so I wanted to put this clip in here just to show you. These were my first ever laps in this car, and I think it's 2 or 3 laps. Granted, it was a different engine package. I did not get any time to test, so I had 0 seat time. Did not have a racing engine in the car. Just wanted to be out there, wanted to support Boo and the Star Super Stock Series. But you can see here in this video, it does not take long for these guys to catch me, and when they do, they just blow by me. So that's why I wanted to put this clip in here, so that you can see that those 22-second lap times, what they look like on the racetrack, and the progress that we're making here about 2 years later, but still doing it in less than 50 laps. I think this is lap 4 of the race. The leaders are coming around me. I did run better than the 22-second lap times from qualifying. I slowly got to the 19-second bracket, but you can just see exiting turn 2. I did let them go. I was not trying to get in their way at all. Another thing is, we found that our right rear caliper was getting hot. So GM metric brake pressure gauges to put on the bleeder of the caliper. So we're gonna try to test that. I jacked it up and spun it. It's not locking up, but obviously we got something going on here because the right rear was glowing, and I don't even think I was using enough brake to allow the fronts to glow. So I'm gonna just start recording and see what we find, and we're gonna go from there. I did have a small oil leak coming off of the back of the oil pressure gauge, so I'm gonna make sure I have enough Teflon on that and just tighten it down. I can spin it by hand, so I just didn't tighten it enough. Trying to think of what else. Yeah, I think that's it. Other than those little things, it's just getting the driver comfortable, getting me comfortable. We might tighten the front end of the car up just a little bit, just to have a little bit more stability in it, and then hopefully find a day to go back out and test. All right, so I got some clips of what we did today, but I didn't want to bore you with bleeding the brakes process and all that. I did start working on the grill screen, had some company come over. It was actually my decal guy. He just wanted to bring over the new Creation Graphics logo. So he dropped that off and we just sat there and chit-chatted about race cars. And I asked him how to get these bubbles out, and he said they shouldn't really be there, but to try throwing some heat on them. But there's the new grill screen there. Let me see if I can grab the old one. So new grill screen, went to Ace Hardware, got some chicken wire, made a new frame for it, or a new bezel, and then the old one. So hopefully it'll open it up some more. Doing that. We got the brakes bled. Not really sure why the right rear was locked up. And then I went to Advance and got actual water wetter instead of this super cool. And then one more thing we're gonna try is I'm gonna go get about 6 gallons of distilled water and see if distilled water will keep her from running hot. So that's what we've done. If we can take this thing right back out, do a nut and bolt. I do want to try a minor adjustment in the front, but that's okay. We'll talk about that if we go test. I'll kind of want to take it right back to the racetrack the way it was, see how it does, and then make that adjustment and see if I like it better from there. But yeah, that's what we've done so far tonight. So that's all for this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.